Okay, so here we are with lesson 56, common denominators, part 2. And like I said in the last lesson, part 2 probably means that they weren't going to be so nice to us that one of the denominators was going to be the least common denominator. In this case, 3 is not it. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, what is the lowest number that both 2 and 3 multiply into? And my daughter mentioned this evening that the way she does it is she takes the biggest number and thinks of the multiples of that number. So she goes 3, 6, 9, 6. 2 goes into 6. So 6 is our winner. That's our magic new denominator. Okay? So again, 3 times 2 is 6. So 1 times 2. Isn't it nice? They give us ones on the top still, so they're being nice. 2 times 3 is 6. So 3 times 1. And there we go. And we add them up and we get 5, 6. And we are done. Okay? They give us another one, this time a subtraction problem, 3/4 minus 2/3. And you're going to, as you get older and go through more math problems, you're going to notice that they are going to, you're going to start seeing the same numbers over and over again. 3 and 4, 2 and 3, a lot of these are going to be used a ton, and you're going to get used to knowing what the least common multiple is pretty quick, okay? So, like McKenna says, is take the 4 and count up by 4s until we can find one that 3 goes into. 4, 8, 12, okay. In fact, 3 times 4 is 12. So if you get really stuck and you can't think of one, you can always multiply the two denominators together, and that will guarantee you a common denominator. It just might not be the smallest one you can find. Okay, so like we said, 4, 8, 12 is it. So we're going to go with 12 and 12. Okay, so 3 times 4 is 12, so 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So 3 times 3 is 9. Now if you get confused or mixed up, you can always write this in here to help you, just with a little prompt. Okay, and it's subtraction. So 9 minus 8 is 1/12. And I like that because we don't need to reduce it. And so we are done. All right, the book gives us another type of problem comparing two fractions. Now again, I actually like to teach this differently, probably more of an algebra style, but I'll go with the way they are showing us for today. They're saying compare 3/8 to 1/2. Which one's greater? Are they the same or whatever? Okay, now the one way you can do that is by renaming them with the same denominator. Okay, so 2 actually happens to go into 8. So 3/8 doesn't need to change. But let's give 1/2, let's change 1/2 to something over 8. Okay, so do you see how when you do it one on top of the other, it's kind of hard to see? 2 times 4 is 8, so 1 times 4 is 4. It's actually easier when you do it next to each other, because then you can see this missing number pretty easily, and that would be 4. So that's what I did just down here, okay? So when you have 3/8 and 4/8, that makes it very obvious who's bigger, okay? In algebra, as you get older, they're going to do some big numbers here, and there's an easier way to do this to figure out which fraction is bigger. So, but we're not going to do that today. I'm going to go into that. So this one, the last example is 2/3 compared to 3/4. Okay. Well, in our example 2, we had thirds and fourths, and we realized that 12 was going to be the best denominator for us. So let's do it up here, because remember 4, 8, 12. 3 goes into 12 as well. So 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, and over here we would do it just to the left side so you could see it horizontally. Okay, so 3 goes in. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so now we have 8/12. Oh, and I wouldn't even need to write this down here. We can do it all in one line. Okay, so we can not even look at this anymore. And now we're just comparing 8/12 and 9/12, okay? And 9/12 wins. So that's how we would do this exactly on your paper. Okay, so you have about 8 practice problems for that. Okay, doing exactly what I just showed you. Okay, and then I believe we just have one more lesson for the week, and it's going to be adding and subtracting using 3 steps. And I will look and see what they want us to do in that, and I will be right back.